Hey guys, what's going on, and welcome back to another Apex Legends video. Today is something a little bit different. It's not a gameplay or it's not any funny moment clips. It's a tips and tricks video, and I'm going to try and maximize all your chances at getting more wins in Apex Legends. So this is a video targeted more towards the beginner and intermediate players. It's not going to be a video trying to teach you guys how to get, really high kill gameplays or how to maximize your chances at winning gun battles. This is literally just strategies on how to win more games, and also pro tips and tricks on the best ways to survive and to not to screw yourselves over in gun battles. So this is mainly targeted at the beginner and intermediate players of the game. So the way that I want to start off this video is by giving you guys a few pro tips and tricks. Also, I just want to mention that the gameplay in the background isn't going to link up with what I'm trying to say. It's just a gameplay that me and my mates got the other night. We got a win, and I just thought it'd be a cool thing to show whilst I'm talking about this stuff. So we're going to go through tips and tricks first, and then I'm going to show you guys the minimap and teach you guys the strategy that I like to run, which tends to give me wins. Honestly, 9 times out of 10, the strategy that I run is honestly perfect. We get wins so frequently, and it's just a really good strategy to use. Okay, so the first tip that I have for you guys, just straight off the bat, is to avoid hot zones and highly populated areas. So areas like Marketplace, areas like Bridges, Cascades, and obviously Skulltown. They're probably the main areas where people like to land. You'll cop a few squads there, like usually 2 to 3 squads in either of those areas. And also the high tier loot areas, or the blue drop zones, are areas that you want to avoid. Now obviously, if you're going to be going for high kill gameplays, or if you're like an experienced player, you're going to be wanting to go to these places. But people that are beginners and intermediate players, 9 times out of 10, you probably won't win the gun battles there, because there's that many squads and you get flooded and you're not really sure what to do in those situations. So you have to avoid those zones and land in areas on the outskirts of the maps where they're still building, so you can get loot for yourselves, but there's not as many enemies, or if not any enemies there, that will disrupt your looting process. So that's the first big tip, to avoid hot zones. The second thing that I'll tell you guys to do is to play passive and stay together. So obviously this works well if you're in a party of 3 friends that you all know each other, you all know each other's playstyles. You have to stay together, because obviously if you're in a gun battle, 3 guns to the 1 is obviously a lot better than just the 1. So staying together is imperative, and it is so important that you guys do it. But playing passive as well is also very important. If you see an enemy team, you don't really want to rush straight away, because you're not too sure what kind of weapon layout they have, how good they are at the game. You want to sit back, make sure you're in the upper hand, or in the better position than they are. Obviously, high ground is so important in this game. So if you guys have a little bit of high ground on them, it gives you so much more of an advantage. So playing passively, sitting back, trying not to rush too quickly until you get a knock, is so important in this game. Once you guys do get that knock, if you guys have that chemistry and you know when to push together, then that's perfect, because obviously 3 players against 2, you're going to get that win if you guys are all together. So yeah, staying together and playing passive is a really big thing in this game. Another tip that I've got for you guys is to avoid energy guns as much as you can. Now this might be a bit of a debatable topic, but energy guns are really good, but the only thing is the ammo is very hard to come by. So when it comes to end game, if you're rocking an energy gun from the beginning, 9 times out of 10 you're gonna have pretty low ammo when it comes towards those last big gun battles. And usually when you get to those last big gun battles, the last few squads are pretty good. They tend to play passive, they tend to hold their area, and make sure that they're safe. So you'll be taking shots off and just wasting your ammo while they keep healing up. So avoiding energy guns is important because of that ammo situation. They are really good when you do have them, and when you got all the attachments like the turbochargers for the Spitfire or the Havoc. But it's just the ammo situation when it comes down to end game. 9 times out of 10 I've experienced it where you just have nothing left and you're pretty much rocking just 1 gun. So light and heavy ammo guns are honestly the best way to go for end game. On the topic of guns, the 2 favorite ones that I like to rock are the R301 and the Spitfire. R301 is super good because light rounds, literally any corner you go to, light rounds are there. And heavy rounds, to be honest, aren't too hard to come by either, because once you kill an enemy squad, you at least get 150 to 200 rounds from them, especially coming towards the end of the game. But the Spitfire is without a doubt the best gun in the game. So if you guys can rock these 2, you are pretty much a super soldier, and you guys will tear up 100%. Alright, another key thing with this strategy that I'm going to tell you guys later on in the video when it comes to landing and stuff like that, is try and third party as much as you can. So where you're going to be landing is on the outskirts, as I've said before. So you're not going to be amongst all the action straight away. So you'll be hearing a lot of gun battles going around you. When you do hear those gun battles, passively approach it. Don't rush in there too quickly, but just suss out how teams are going. And as soon as you see people getting knocked around you, or other teams that is, then push in and try and get the third parties, because people would not have healed. You'll be able to quickly take people out, and it just makes it a lot easier for you. You don't have to fight a fully healed enemy. But also, in saying that, guys, I can't emphasize enough that you guys should not overrush. As I said, sticking together is one of the key aspects in Apex Legends, especially if you're a beginner and not too great at the game. Sticking together is going to be so important for you guys to get more wins and also to make it to that top 3. Okay guys, so we've made it to the final part of the video where I show you guys a strategy that has been working so well and has been so effective for me on Apex Legends. So pretty much the reason why I wanted to tell you guys the tips first is so you guys can use them with this strategy together, because the first part of the strategy is going to be what I tell you guys to do and what you should follow. But once you finish that part, you're pretty much on your own. So this strategy is pretty much only for the beginning part of the game, and it lasts up until about halfway through, and then the rest of it is pretty much all on your own. So you have to use the tips and tricks that I said to you guys at the start of the video to help you guys win that game. So what we're going to do first is start off here next to Repulsor. This area has about 6 to 7 supply bins, and people generally don't tend to land here, which is good. So you'll be able to loot, get what you need, and get out of there without any dramas. So once you finish here, you should have at least 1 piece of armor and 1 weapon. Can't promise you guys that the armor is good, can't promise you guys that the weapon will be good, but you will leave with a weapon and armor. And usually you won't have to fight any battles, which is good, because the whole idea of this strategy is to play passively, ride the storm, stick together, and just play it safe. You're just coming around the back the whole time. The whole time is you building slowly towards the center and taking enemies out as they're shifting and rotating around. That's the whole idea of this strategy. So from Repulsor, or from this little area next to Repulsor, you're going to move down the zip line to water treatment, and you'll see these little houses here. You're going to loot those, get a bit more ammo, get a few more weapons. You guys should all be kitted up by now. Can't promise, like I said, that it's going to be good guns, but it's going to be enough to get you guys through and win a few gun battles. Water treatment is a high tier loot area, so you're going to have to push through here. There may be a squad or two. Most of the time, there's squads that are battling because they've just jumped down there, they're getting their loot, or it'll be a squad there that has just finished the battle and will be low on health. So you guys need to quickly go in there, third party. This is like I said before, the tips that I said at the start of the video are going to come into play. You guys have to use them and combine it all into the one for it to work. So you're going to come here, hopefully third party people. There may not be anyone there, which is good. So if there's not, then you just push to these little houses here next to water treatment, and then the decision making comes into play again, where you either choose to go to Skulltown or Market. Now, the way that I decipher between these two is pretty much if I hear shooting at Skulltown, I'll go there passively, like I said, and try and get the third party. If not, then I'll slowly approach Market. You might come across enemies at this little area here just before Market. If not, it's a good little spot to get some ammo and loot. And then from there, you're going to push into the middle area and stick around caves. So in between Market and bridges, you'll see this little cave area, and it is important to stay there because you're in the middle. Once you're in the middle, you can sort of move to wherever the storm is going. So once you're in the middle of the map, it's easy to move with the storm as opposed to being on the corners where you have to run long distances. If you're in the middle, it's not too hard to ride it because it's easy to see and predict where it's going to be moving. And then from that point on, it's pretty much all up to you guys, because I can't predict how every game is going to be, obviously, with the storm. That is just a strategy that I use every single time. And it's easy to ride the storm at the beginning because obviously it does no damage, or does like 1 little HP of damage. And yeah, you can easily outrun it, especially if you hold down triangle and just sprint through without any guns. So this is why you always have to jump straight to here off the bat. Doesn't matter where the storm is going to be, doesn't matter where the ship is flying, just jump straight there and follow the strategy exactly. But then once you get to the middle, like I said, use the tips that I've told you guys from the beginning, and 100% you guys will at least make top 3, and I'm hoping that you guys do get more wins as well. So just to recap it all, we're going to go through the tips and the don'ts as well, so we can just recap the entire thing. So follow the strategy that I said and do exactly as I say. If you do that, then by the time you finish that strategy, there should be only about 6 to 8 squads left. So it'll kill about half of the game, which is really good and makes it a lot easier for you guys. Like we said at the start, avoid hot zones, ride the storm, play passively and stay together. It is very important. Try to avoid energy guns as much as you can and stick to the light round guns and heavy round guns. Obviously, if you guys find the R301 and the Spitfire, they're without a doubt the best guns in the game. Use them and it is a perfect combo. Try and third party as much as you can. Stick to higher ground and obviously don't over rush, because most of you guys watching this video are going to be beginners. If you over rush, 9 times out of 10 these experienced players are going to tear you apart. So just play passively, play safe, stick together, and I know that you guys will get wins. Good luck, smash it out on the battlefield, and smash the like button if you did enjoy the video. Subscribe for more of this Apex content as well as other things that I bring on my channel, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a good day.